Alright guys, so thank you so much. This is Andy from Holy for Mentorship. This channel is going to be predominantly to teach you guys on how to utilize and grow social media organically and how to monetize off of it. So my wife and I have been doing social media for about 4 years right now, and we have done it to the point to where we have built several streams of income, not just on our Instagrams, but on YouTube, on Patreon, on OnlyFans, on Facebook, selling services and selling mentorship courses, which is kind of like this, but within our students. So today I'm going to talk to you about how to replicate Logan Paul. And this is going to be the answer. But before I get into that, please smash that like button. It's gonna help me out a lot. So I don't even need to look into my notes for this one. The reality is you're not gonna become Logan Paul. However, I am gonna teach you what he did to be where he's at now. What you guys see in front of the camera is him just kind of vlogging, him just doing different kinds of content, but what you don't see is really behind the scenes as to what's really going on in Logan Paul's house. So the first thing that I want to say is Logan actually started when he was very young, and when he actually started huge on Vine. Him and his brother, Jake Paul, who's another big social media influencer. He's a huge YouTuber pretty much today. Him and also Logan Paul have probably had the most clout out of literally anybody on YouTube currently. However, they do not make, they are not the highest paid YouTubers out currently. But anyways, we're not here to talk about money. We're here to talk about how they actually did it. So they actually started on an application called Vine. These guys posted stuff daily. So this person, this guy, when he was young, I believe he was like 14 or 15, on Vine and successfully doing it. This is a kid who actually invested a lot of time at the very beginning to make sure that his content was good. He wasn't just creating stupid content, he was actually creating content that people like to absorb. And that actually propelled him into what he was on Vine. And when Vine sold out, when they kind of crashed, then he took it to YouTube. It was an easy transition. It was the same format because it was videos. So the video format switched on over to YouTube, and his YouTube journey began. Now, remember, YouTube back in the day was very, very, very popular, just like it is today, but a lot of people weren't making the different kinds of vlogs or different kinds of videos. So he was actually one of a kind on YouTube at that time. And so I believe that's where he really started to grow. And on top of that, his brother Jake Paul, who is another big influencer, he was also on Disney Channel. He also has, some fame coming through the Disney Channel movement. And when he went to Vine and when he went to YouTube, they both started to collab together, causing this growth to happen. Now, fast forward a couple years later, now he's living in Los Angeles. I think his house is worth about $4 to $6, I'm not sure which one it was, $1 million. But what you don't see is he actually has a manager living in that house. He has Evan, which is another collaborator, another influencer who's living in his house. He also has Mike, which is his best friend, but it also, Logan, I don't think would be where he is today without Mike in the picture. So Mike has helped him also on the back end, signing contracts, I'm sure, making things happen. And on top of that, there was an episode with somebody else going to buy his couches, and he revealed on his channel that there was a girl who, no one knows who she is. She's never been in a vlog before, but she pretty much had access in and out to Logan Paul's house. And if you actually watch his videos and you're actually looking at the background, you're actually gonna see a lot of different people there. A lot of different people. So remember guys, he has a whole team of people behind him, signing contracts, making deals, getting sponsorships. So again guys, you're probably not there right now. So what I really wanted to hound and pound into your head right now is Logan Paul makes so much content, guys. This kid literally works his ass off. He literally, probably, I don't know what his schedule is, but I'm sure he wakes up and the only thing on his mind is making sure that he gets content. Not only does he have a YouTube channel, he actually has another YouTube channel as well. This one was the daily vlogs. This one really took off because he started doing daily stuff. And again, guys, he was producing this stuff every single day, which ultimately is going to give him the higher spike that YouTube will reward him for that, because it's consistency, and YouTube loves consistency. And on top of those two major channels, he also collaborates with other people who also have big followings. So this is allowing him to, if somebody else is trending, for example, he has collaborated with people in the past, and they funnel each other's followers. On top of that, not only is he in the YouTube space, he's also in the podcasting space. So this is the sound bites. This is the sound kind of content. Radio right now is really going downhill, and podcast is really, exploding into today's culture. Logan has actually taken that to his advantage and funneled his YouTube following into his podcast funneling. So not only does he have a podcast on the podcast channel, the iTunes and stuff like that, and the podcasting on your phone, but he actually records those and has his own podcasting YouTube channel. So that's huge. So here we go. He has tons of different content going out into different platforms, but it's the same follower pretty much on all 3 different platforms. So he's pretty much triple dipping into that one follower. Now, he's not only in the YouTube space, he's not only in the sponsorship space, he's not only into the podcast space, he's actually in music as well. Logan Paul has come out with several tracks before in the past, and they've done relatively well for himself in his music career. You can see him in some of his vlogs back in the day practicing his singing, but he actually signed, he actually made different tracks and actually made an album, and it's doing pretty well, believe it or not. So not only is he in the singing space, the YouTube space, the sponsorship space, and the podcast space, that's kind of hard to say, but he's also in the athletic sports realm. Again, he started to box. He is boxing. He did 2 fights, I believe, with KSI, which is another big YouTuber from UK. But he had a boxing match with him, and I don't know the contract details on that, but I'm sure he made a pretty hefty penny on that as well. Now, that is not the only thing. On top of everything that we've just discussed, we have 2 more things that are predominantly pretty clear to that's where he's making a large amount of income. Now, the second, or the 8th, I guess, the 8th part of this merchandise. So, Logan Paul has a merchandise company called Maverick. He makes him different. You know, everyone's going right, he goes left. This is him using his platform to actually sell his merch. And again, I don't believe his merch is being drop shipped right now. What drop ship means is that one company out there will say, hey, if you promote your shirts, you can create them, but we'll send them out. I'm pretty sure he manufactures them himself, and he has his own warehouse with that. So, which is another form of income as well, by the way. But anyways, then he has his merch. Merchandise is probably one of the biggest forms of income streams, revenue that he has, believe it or not. With the amount of following that he has, he's probably making a good 6-figure, if not even more, a month, or even about $1 million throughout the whole year, I believe. Now, not only is he in the merchandise sales, so if you're wondering, he has different people living in his house. The dwarf Mamba lives there. He goes by Evan, the dwarf. Mike lives there as well. His manager, long hair guy, lives there as well. I don't know the other guy on the podcast. I believe his name is Ed or Chad or Eric. I'm not sure what it is. He is on there as well, creating content. So all these people are creating content because they live at Logan's house. I'm pretty sure because they're using Logan's clout and Logan's followers, that when they funnel themselves into, let's say, Mike's following, I'm pretty sure he's getting a piece of that, because I know Jake Paul is. Logan Paul actually called him out when, Big Ten or the Team 10 or Team 10, whatever it is called. Logan called Jake out for taking 5% of his housemates' revenue because it was Jake Paul's name that they were pretty much using. And I'm pretty sure Logan Paul is doing that as well with everybody else. Because not only does he promote himself, but he also promotes his friends as well, which ultimately, when I funnel into Mike's page, Mike's gonna get paid on my view as well. So guys, he's a working machine, guys. Again, he is not just creating content, he just made it. His work ethic is sick. It's huge, and so if I can just advise you guys on one thing, if you guys want to be him, which I would love to be him, not gonna lie, I love filming and I love being creative. However, if you guys want to be him, the number one thing that I would have you guys as a tip is to make sure that you are consistent. I would highly suggest that in this quarantine time that you just start producing content left and right. So every single day, produce content. Your videos are gonna suck at the very beginning, but at some point, you're gonna find out what your audience wants, and that's what's really gonna take off for you guys. So until then, guys, thank you so much for joining in this on How They Market. So I will see you guys next time. Peace.